Hello, in this video I want to demonstrate some features and some knowledge about cropping an image inside Lightroom Classic, for sure. So let's start and go into Lightroom Classic. So here I have a few images to work with, and in the beginning I want to start with this image over here and switch over to the develop module. And here you have the crop tool over there. The shortcut for this is the R key, and when you press on the R or on this crop overlay button, then you see the overlay. And first of all, you see you have a few handles, and when you are pressing on this handle and holding down your mouse, you can crop in freely in the horizontal way. The same is here for vertical cropping, and if you take a corner, you can crop in any dimension. A cool thing is, while cropping, you see here on the left a preview of the final image. So if you want to see how your crop is in a small image after you have finished, then just look on the navigator. A nice thing inside the raw workflow is, when I'm pressing on done, nothing of the pixels are deleted. So you can always go inside the crop again and recrop the image and change the size. If you are not able to take the corner and crop free, then you have to uncheck the lock icon over there, because if it's locked, then the aspect ratio will be preserved and you can change the size of the crop freely. So just open the lock over here and now I can crop freely. If you want to switch from a more landscape crop to a portrait crop, then you can press on the X key and you see Lightroom switches the aspect ratio from portrait to landscape. Right now you see I have the landscape orientation, and when I'm pressing on the X key, then Lightroom switches. If I want to reset the crop, I can always go to the reset button here under the crop overlay tool, and the crop is resetted again. If I want to have the aspect ratio locked for my work, I can hold down the shift key and now you see the crop is also locked. Perfect. If I want to move an image, just go inside the crop overlay and move the image inside this overlay to a position you want it to move to. And like here I centered this or her left eye, our viewer's right eye, exactly on the crop overlay. And you can also switch the overlays via the Shift and the O key. Nochmal. You can also switch the tool overlay. Here underneath you see tool overlay. You want to show it always or auto. When I'm going away, then it's on auto, or I never want to see the overlay. And if you want to change the type of overlay, you can go in to the tool menu, and here you see crop guide overlay, and there are some overlays, and you can cycle through the overlays with the overlay orientation and cycle to the grid overlay with the O key. So when I'm pressing on O, you see that I can switch to different overlays, and when I want to change the orientation, I can hold down the Shift and the O key, and now I can rotate through these overlays. In my case, I most certain stay on the grid overlay like it is right now. Press on Enter, the crop ready right now. As mentioned before, if I want to reset, just go to R and press on the reset button. A good thing to know is the following. If I have a crop dialed in right now, let's say like this, and I want to change to the next image, and I press on the right key or on the left key, you see that I move the crop overlay, but I don't go to the next image. If I want to go to the next image, then I have to hold down the Command key, Command and right, and now I can go directly with the crop overlay active to the next image. That's a nice tip to go from one to the next image. So Command left and Command right, just to change from one to another image. Here I now want to choose an aspect ratio, And right now I have the original aspect ratio. That's the aspect ratio of the image as I have taken it with the camera. But you can dial in any aspect ratio you want. For example, I can go into a 1:1 and move it up. Now you see the lock is activated or the lock is closed, and I can just move the image where I want to move it. If I want to see how much image pixels are left inside the crop, I can press on the I key, and here with the info overlay, you see how many pixels are left over. So when I go really tight on this image, you see I have still 1980 pixels, and that's plenty enough if you, for example, want to upload this image on Instagram. So that's really handy to see how many pixels you have left. To deselect the image overlay, just go on I and a second time and I, and then this overlay is away. Okay, if you want to rotate an image, then you can go over the corners and just press on your mouse and rotate the image. So if I want to rotate it in that way, then that's okay. And if I want to rotate the image here, I have the slider as well, and I can rotate it with this angle slider. I press on done, this image is rotated, and now I can go over to this image over here, and I want to straighten this image. So I go to the R key for the crop overlay, and here you have this tool, and when I take it, I can go and search for straight lines from here to here, and now this image is straightened regarding to this line. You can also hold down the command key, and then you see you get the tool for straightening, and I can hold down the command key and straighten this image over there. A cool thing is on this image where you have a lot of straight horizontal or vertical lines like this, you can go inside the R, the crop overlay, and just press on the auto button, and Lightroom looks for vertical lines like here and straightens this image. The same is true for horizontal lines, so just try the auto rotation button over here, and you will see that Lightroom will automatically straighten the photo, as it's called here in the tooltip. So I close out of this and go to that image over there. So for the final crop, I press on the R key, and now I will just crop in here a little bit more, a little bit of rotation as well, like so. I always check on the small overlay over the image as well. So like this. Then I will change the overlay with the O key. Yes. Like so, a little bit to the right. And I rotate this more, even a little bit more. Okay, press on enter, and now I can change the lighting a little bit and maybe warming up the image as well. And in the end, I go to effects, because the effects, the vignetting is a post-crop vignetting, and as it mentioned in the name, the vignetting gets applied after the cropping, and so I can darken down all the regions around her. These were a few tips and tricks around the cropping tool. If you like this video, give it a like. If you're not a subscriber, press on the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a new video. And if you have any questions, write them down in the comments. One thing I want to know from you is, what is your favorite cropping size? Are you more the guy or the gal who wants to create a crop with the original aspect ratio? Or do you really freely use the cropping tool in a way that the image is cropped for looking the best? Yes, please write inside the comments. I would really love to read your comments on this topic. So, this is everything for today, and I see you in the next video. Ciao!